Hello, I'm Dennis Zimber, President and CEO at Primis Bank. This is our 4th year as a presenting sponsor at the Ford Foundation Gala. 4 years ago, when we were at the bank, when we were looking to start a new strategy called Primis Works, we looked for partners in the community that were helping or assisting or had some type of knowledge about single parents. Our strategy at Primis Bank is called Primis Works. We go out, we find several candidates a couple times a year that can come into the bank, receive some pretty intense training and mentorship by our employees, and ultimately find a job at Primis Bank or somewhere in the community. What we found is that these parents needed more than just a job. They needed ministering, they needed other folks and other organizations that could care for them and help relieve the burden that comes along with being a single parent. That's how we found the Ford Foundation, and that's how I came to know Andrea Starr. It's very important for Primis Bank to stay actively involved, to show our support for the Ford Foundation for a number of reasons. First, at the business level, Primis Works is very important to us. Finding these applicants, training them, all of that is in our bailiwick, but we need people and organizations like Ford Foundation to minister to them long after they found a job. Secondly, and more personally, my dad was raised by a single parent who, in her time of need, was found by some people who ministered to her, coached her, and mentored her and my dad, much like Andrea and the Ford Foundation, as well as Primis Works, are doing for these single parents. I want to say thank you to some people. First, the sponsors for seeing the need to doing this and stepping up like you have. To the volunteers who have greeted everybody so warmly and made tonight so fun. To the board, who understands the need for this, the vision, and stays at the wheel. For Andrea, for inspiring all of us, for being so tireless in all of her works, for being so dedicated to these single parents. I can't say thank you enough. We're gonna have a call to action here shortly. And I want you, as we get into that, I want you to think about something. 75 years ago, somebody found my dad and my grandmother, looked after them, ministered to them, set their whole lives on a different course that has been paying dividends ever since. And today, I think you're only seeing me because somebody did that. I want you to think that your investment, your donation is going to pay dividends for 75 years. You may not see the result of this next year, but 75 years from now, I suppose that some of the dollars we raise tonight will pay dividends that we can't even imagine. With all that, I want to thank you for coming tonight. I want to thank you for your energy, for your excitement for what we're doing, for all the teamwork that we have for this, and for your continued dedication to the Ford Foundation.